In a time before ours, nestled in the heart of an ancient forest, lived extraordinary birds. Their feathers shimmered with dawn's colours, and their songs could calm the fiercest storms. Most magical were their eggs, encased in gleaming golden shells, glittering like the sun on morning dew. Part 1. The Echoes of Greed. Once untouched and whispered about in tales, the ancient forest was a realm where magic breathed through every leaf and branch. At the heart of this enchantment were the birds, creatures of light whose songs held the forest's oldest secrets. Their eggs, shimmering like the first touch of sunlight, were not just beautiful, but held powers thought to heal the sick and bring fortune to the bearer. For ages, this secret was guarded by the harmony that existed between all living things within the forest's embrace. But such a secret could only remain hidden for so long. Stories of the golden eggs spread like wildfire, crossing rivers and mountains, reaching lands where nature's magic was but a faint whisper. Among those who heard were men and women, hunters and adventurers, driven not by wonder but by the hunger for wealth and power. One hunter, Garvin, stood out among them, his heart so consumed by greed that it eclipsed all else. He ventured into the forest with tools and traps, determined to claim the golden eggs for himself. His presence was a blight, his steps leaving a shadow that seeped into the soil, disturbing the ancient balance that had long protected the forest and its inhabitants. The animals felt the first stirrings of fear, a sensation so foreign to the peace they had known. The birds, sensing the threat, sang songs of mourning. Their golden eggs, once a symbol of life's renewal, became a beacon for those consumed by greed. Garvin's relentless pursuit tore through the calm, his every step and action spreading discord and fear among the forest's creatures. Part 2. Guardians Against the Dark. In the shadow of growing turmoil, Rowan and Lily emerged as beacons of hope. Raised on the forest's edge by their grandmother, they were imbued with a deep love and respect for the natural world. From her, they had learned not just the lore of the land, but the language of the wind and water. Rowan, with his keen senses and agile steps, could traverse the dense undergrowth without a sound, his presence known only by the slightest whisper of leaves. Lily, with a heart as clear as the forest's streams, communicated with the animals, understanding their fears and joys as if they were her own. Together, they witnessed the pain Garvin inflicted on the forest and its magical inhabitants. Inspired by tales of heroes who faced down darkness with cunning and courage, they decided to protect the forest. They began by moving the birds to new, hidden nests, weaving paths that confused and misled Garvin and his followers. They created illusions, shimmering lights that flickered like the promise of gold, but led only to circles in the forest's heart. Their efforts became a dance with the shadow, a game of wits and wills. Rowan and Lily used every trick and trap known to the forest, some learned from their grandmother, others whispered by the trees themselves. They became shadows protecting the light, unseen guardians who moved through the night, always one step ahead of Garvin and his greed. Part 3. The Dawn After the Night. Garvin's obsession turned into his prison. The forest, alive with a magic as ancient as the earth, twisted around him. Paths led nowhere, and illusions taunted him with visions of wealth that turned to mist when touched. His followers, disillusioned and weary, abandoned the hunt, their dreams of riches turned to shadows in the forest's embrace. Garvin himself became a ghost, a warning whispered among the trees of what becomes of those who let greed blind their hearts. In the wake of his departure, the forest slowly healed. The birds sang once more, their songs not of mourning, but of renewal and hope. From the safeguarded nests, new life emerged, golden and bright, a testament to the enduring cycle of life and the forest's resilience. Rowan and Lily, having become the stuff of legend, continued their vigil over the forest. They were not just heroes, but stewards of a balance that had been restored. They shared their story with those who would listen, a tale of courage, wisdom, and the power of unity against the shadows of greed. The forest, with its magic intact and its harmony restored, stood as a reminder of the eternal struggle between light and darkness and the role each of us plays in protecting the magic that exists in the world around us. Rowan and Lily, once children of the forest's edge, had become its most fierce and loving protectors, a beacon of hope for all who believed in the magic of the natural world.